from beautiful South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now a guy who played his high school ball at Miami Central, it's James Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Here's Cook again. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a second straight play. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
You can bet they're not going to go away from the running game anytime soon, but this is obviously not a good start. 2 carries, 2 runs, both stopped for a loss.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Up the middle, it's Cook. He gets away from 1. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. But you look at this defense. This unit 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 41. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. On play action, here's Tua. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Dolphins 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
Now Tua. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 30. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Tua sets up to pass it. Throw caught by Achane. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
2nd and 1 now from the 21.
Ready. Hey.
Hill going to go in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Let's go.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left.
Out.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Ready, shot.
Here's Tua. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play Week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or Week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. You talk about this Miami defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
Completes it to Coleman. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down. Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away. And look at this. It's a fake. And this is caught. And the fake will work. He's going to have a first. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 34. They run the counter with Cook. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. This defense for the Dolphins, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
This 2nd and 4.
Alert!
Now Allen. He's able to get it to Coleman. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
And you'll hear all the time that he's really a power forward who plays above the rim, and he does have a basketball background. But I think the Bills got a receiver to match their environment as well. Big, strong, physical, can go across the middle and catch the football.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they go to work on a 1st and goal. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Allen going to change this at the line. 2nd and 9 now. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. In motion, Hill. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
He's right, no.
Looking to pass. Tua. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Turbo 3, kick.
Tua going to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
It's safe. Go ahead. Turbo 1, high. Turbo 1, high.
They'll run for it with Achane. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Solo left Zion.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Down the left sideline. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 43. Waddle the motion man right. Now Achane on first and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8.
21G. All right. 21G. Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion. Out.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go long, and hope someone would come free.
He'll drop to throw. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Tua. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
And this offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and goal.
Watson, Oscar.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. after the touchdown. Ready to kick it away is Sanders. Oh, they'll try to run a reverse here. And able to get this out to the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they'd better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by one score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State. So from the 26-yard line, here's second down and 8. To throw, it's Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing now is Allen. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Ready.
Tua getting it quickly out to Waddle. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. This is second and 8.
Ready.
Achane gets it from the gun. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They need 2. Here's third down. Now Tua going to change the play.
Ready.
On third down, Achane. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your runner, and you expect to get it. But they were stuffed on that play, only got 1 yard. Great job by the defensive front, the linebackers, everyone got involved to force a fourth down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
44. Ready.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. He'll look to throw. This one thrown underneath to Achane. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Second and 7.
Ready.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a 1st down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
It's safe. Turbo 1. Out.
Now Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Sanders on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fighting his way through contact. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now Allen. Now he fires deep for Shakir. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before half for Allen. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to step out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 45 yards. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 35-yard line. Here's Tua. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun, being chased out left. And he will slide down with a good gain. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. A give left side. Here's Achane. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Go ahead. Corner, long. Hey.
In motion, Hill. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Gregory Rousseau works his way in for the stop and the loss. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Up the middle, Achane. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Tua sets up to pass it, and it's caught. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Line of scrimmage, the 2. They can still get a first down if they just get a yard out of this on 4th and very short. They'll go. Achane. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
And now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
Allen going to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point of the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it'll give the Bills a first down.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. And again, it's Allen. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now Allen going to change it up. Again, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Allen. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Allen off the play fake. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. First throw now for the backup, Trubisky. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Pretty good job escaping the pressure. Gets him 15 yards on the scramble, but now it's 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in.
And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky.
They're going for Hamler, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by Jordan Poyer.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 23.
A tone setter on defense. They pick off the first pass. I had to look down, but yeah, no interceptions last week, so they made up for lost time.
Boy, did they ever. And when you pick off the first pass of the game, you talk about a tone setter. Now your whole entire defense is thinking, okay, when do we get our next one? Can't wait to get back out on the field and get after them.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
He's got a man complete.
Big strides, look at him go.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jonnu Smith, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Dolphins are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Trubisky will throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tyrell Dodson. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. They run it again with Cook. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 30.
43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
And Trubisky going to change it up.
They'll try to middle with Cook. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. Terrell Bernard is in on the tackle.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Right back to Achane on second down.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
Achane here, they stay on the ground.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And some space here. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Miami, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.